Hey, hey!
Hello.
Hi, ho! I'm Russian Bear, and this is
Russian Beauty.
Shtukense. Today we will talk about private property in Russia and how it's going on with your flats, houses, or with your business, with your land. Is it okay in Russia with private property? So, I think 10 years ago, when I was like 20, I didn't thought about it because young people, they do not have anything and they just quite calm about private property. But nowadays, the more I live, the more problem I see, I feel my friends, neighbors, relatives. Sometimes they got some problems in their life, and you and you starting to understand that in Russia we have problems with private property, we have problems with this thing. So could you tell something in your experience?
Well, I don't own much stuff in my life, but some of my relatives own some stuff like land or car, like this. And what I met in my life that when you have something, one day something might happen and you will not own this anymore.
You would lose it.
You will lose it. In any different situations, first situation that I met, that one person owned a flat in a house, and then these houses were destroyed because they were old or something, and they had to move. So nobody asked this person if you would like to move or not.
You just have to move. Bye bye.
You just have to move, and this was. I would not say that you lose because you will get new
but sometimes in a lot of cases you would lose because you would move to not really better place.
Nobody asks where you would like to move because they move
actually,
you anywhere.
They has to ask. They has to give you proper private property in the same district, but actually they do not do it very often. And so. It's not the biggest problem, but it's a problem for now. It would appear right now in the Moscow, in capital of Russia, our major Sergei Sobyanin. He suggested to President Vladimir Putin to destroy a lot of old houses. Khrushchevka, we had in USSR time Khrushchev. It's a guy who
knows the guy?
In UNN, United Nations Assembly, he used his boot and said "Kuskina mать." So this guy, he built a lot of houses in Moscow, in Russia, and we call them Khrushchevki because it's like his name, Khrushchevki. And right now, some of them they're really old, but some of them they're okay. And now Sobyanin, he said, okay, let's destroy all Khrushchevki and build new flats. But actually, a lot of people, they do not want to move, and government, they just made it so fast. They didn't ask opinions. They just said, okay, we have a plan. Let's do it. Let's destroy everything. Why? Because it's huge money in destroying, in building new flats, and they want to acquire it. And actually, we have so much, several millions people, they would be affected by it. So it's really big project, and it wouldn't go smooth because they do it so fast. I do not know why they do it so fast. It's what annoying everyone, because they do it so fast. They do not ask opinions and other stuff. So they just said, okay, let's destroy all Khrushchevki. But some of them, they're actually okay. It's another problem. These flats, lands. For example, I know a person who have a land. He bought it from another person, and then government just took this land from him because it appeared that this person who sold him this land, he bought it from corrupted government, So, and this government member, he was jailed, but all papers was okay. So they just took this land with a house from them, from these people, and they lost money, they lost house, they lost everything. And actually it's not one case. Then we read about it, and it's several thousand cases like this, when people, they bought a land from government, and government people who sold it in government, then they was jailed because they was like affairistes, like thieves, and but still they were government that time, and this land, it was just taken back by government back to country, back to government. But these people, they already built their houses, and what to do for them? They just so some people, they still live in these houses, but they do not own them, and it's big problem right now. And another stuff is business. You know, we have a lot of stuff from 90s, and it's still here. It's called так, когда отжимают. Не рэкет, а когда отжимают. One second. So when people who could take your business from you, bandits, like bandits. Sometimes it's people who have links to police or to some governmental structures. So if you're a very successful businessman, you always has to have крыша. Крыша, it's like a roof. It's some people in structures in military who could protect you from other people in the same structures. So right now it's much better. Yeah, right now it's much better. It's more safe to have business, much more safe. But in 90s it was just hell, because everybody took from each other businesses, and it was like bandit era. But right now it's still people in business, they know that every second, in every moment, someone could come and take it from them. And it's a feeling which we get used in Russia, actually, and it's very bad. And still, for example, me and Vera, we also feel it. For example, recently, we have cell phones, you know, cell phones. Yeah, mobile phones, it's just nothing. But still, I had a problem because company, MTS, they just, I have this telephone number for 10 years, and they just, without any предупреждение, without any alarm, they just cancelled my phone. So because I didn't use it for 2 months, I used another phone, but I had like $10 at this phone. I didn't use it for 1 month, I didn't send SMS, and they just cancelled it. But I used this phone for 10 years, and they just cancelled it. Someone else, he could buy it. So I had to go to several structures to take it back. It was so hard to take it back. They didn't want to take it back, and it was like a huge fight. So even your cell phone, it doesn't yours actually. So in Russia we have big problem with property, with private property, anything. Flats also. We have privatization for these flats, but still you not protected. If you live in this Khrushchevka, they could just say to you, okay, you have 2 weeks, you have a month, and after it you have to move from here. That's it. You do not have any choice. And this is a big problem for investition, for example, investitions, because people from other countries who have money, why they're afraid to go to Russia, because they are not sure that their business, it wouldn't be taken from them, because it's kind of orphan situation. I wouldn't say that it's orphan in compared to 90s, which we had very hard time. But I mean orphan in compared to other civilizated world compared to USA. So in USA it's much better in this private property. Private property situation. They also have some problems, of course. I heard about these stories with the man who ride a bulldozer. Do you remember? So yeah, of course, it's in a lot of countries they have such problems. But in Russia, common people like we do not have much protection from government, especially because our law enforcement and guys who create laws and guys who use these laws, it's actually the same guy. We do not have this dividing of power.
We have it in papers.
We have it in papers, but it doesn't work like this, and it's a big problem, which cause our private property not really private.
And also, you know, in the business companies, so much times I met problems with business companies because, I mean, in Russia, because they create their agreements.
Yeah.
Like you are nobody.
You are nobody. Yeah.
They.
And you do not have choice. Actually, because
yeah.
all companies, for example, for these
same.
mobile phones.
I mean, huge companies.
Yeah. For these mobile phones, all companies who create, who give you a possibility to buy SIM card to use mobile phone, they all put the same stuff in their agreement that we could take it from you without any alarm before.
Any SMS,
yeah.
Without anything. You just do not know that it's happening.
Yeah,
and when you buy this agreement, this SIM card, nobody will tell you because.
And even if they would tell you, you do not have choice. No other place. So it's just very unfair, you know. It's unfair because I met it right now with my cell phone. That I had this number for 10 years. Then then 2 months. Yeah, 2 months I didn't use it. I didn't send SMS, and they just took it from me, and without any alarm before. They didn't send me SMS in advance about them for 2 or 3 days. They just take it from me, and it was very like I felt myself first time, personally me, I felt myself totally unprotected. I mean, they just took my telephone and that's it. How? But they could do it. And other people who I know, I heard this stuff about biggest problem. I heard this stuff about land. I heard this stuff about flats. It's okay, что cancer. We heard this stuff from other people, but we didn't meet it by ourselves because we do not have any property for now. Almost nothing. So yeah, in Russia we have big problem with private property. Yeah. Please tell us about your country. Is it saint property? Is it untouched by anyone? For example, we have also problem with self-protection, because if you would try to protect yourself and you would harm your attacker, in most cases you would go to jail anyway. So you do not have rights to protect yourself almost.
I think this is the next story.
Yeah, we would tell about it in one of our next videos. So please be subscribed, and also tell us what about private property in your country. Bye bye.
Bye.